Hey, what's up, meatballs? Mr. Meathook here. It's been a while, I know. I've been busy doing a lot of work, doing a lot of packing because of moving. So yeah, here I am. Gonna be talking today. I want to do something very different from what I normally do. Today I'm gonna be listing my favorite horror movie from every year that I've been alive. And since I'm old, that is from 1975 until, as of today, July 17th, 2021. That's the day that I'm recording. My favorite movie every year from 1975 until right now today. I'm not going to be listing like what movies were in the running. I may occasionally mention some that were in the running for those years, but I don't want this video to go on for like an hour. So I'm just going to be mentioning my favorite and then talk a little bit about them. That's going to be it. So, starting off with 1975. I mean, there's really only one movie it could have been. And if you don't think this movie's a horror movie, I hate to tell you this, but at least to me and most people that I know, it absolutely is. It's Jaws. That movie, there are people that are still terrified to go swimming in the ocean because of Jaws. Now, yes, it did spawn hundreds and hundreds of really bad shark movies, some of which I really enjoy. 1976. It's Carrie, the Brian De Palma Carrie with William Cat, Piper Laurie. Of course, Sissy Spacek as Carrie. Absolute classic film. There wasn't really anything else in the running for this year either. I love Carrie. I think it's incredibly well done. Before we go any farther, please do me a favor. Click that like button down there if you like this video. It does help the channel. It helps the video become more noticed, helps the channel to grow, which motivates me to make content more frequently. So yeah, do that. Hit click the thumbs up, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. For 1977, this one's going to surprise you. There's some stuff it could have been, but I went with The Incredible Melting Man because I love melt movies and it's one of the originals. It's right up there with Street Trash and Body Melt. I love both of those movies. Body Melt is pretty bad, but I enjoy it anyways. But yeah, I love movies where people melt. Got some great melt scenes. Got a great melt scene in RoboCop. Got a great melt scene in Jason Goes to Hell, which for the most part is a piece of shit movie, but it's got a great melt scene. So yeah, love me some melt movies. So Incredible Melting Man for 1977. For 1978, there was two movies this year it could have been. I went back and forth, and I decided eventually, after going back and forth for a bit, that it wasn't going to be Halloween. It's Dawn of the Dead, which is, in my opinion, though not my favorite, it is, in my opinion, the best zombie movie that there is. My favorite is on this list as well. 1979, to me anyways, not a fantastic year in horror. I went with the Amityville Horror. Yes, it has spawned a bunch of movies. I believe there's 10 or 11 in the canon series, and then 30 spin-offs. There are, as of the day that I'm filming this, 41 Amityville movies, the majority of which are unwatchable garbage, except for 2020's Amityville Vibrator. While it's not a good movie, it's definitely something. It's entertaining. While I cannot go so far as to say that it's good. For 1980, the obvious choice would have been Friday the 13th. But that's not what it is. I do respect Friday the 13th. But it's Maniac, starring Joe Spinell, directed by William Lustig. Fucking fantastic movie. Also, if you've never seen the remake with Frodo, Bilbo Baggins, whatever. That little fucking dude from Lord of the Rings. I don't fucking know what his character was. Fuck those movies. Elijah Wood. It's got Elijah Wood as Frank Zito in that movie. Fantastic film. 1981. Again, not a super strong year for horror. There was some great films, some fantastic ones. I believe The Burning was 1981, which is a great film, and it almost was my number one, but I'm super partial to movies that take place at fairs, haunted houses, on dark rides, and haunted attractions. So it is the Tobe Hooper movie, The Funhouse, which I would argue is his second best movie. Please don't come at me with Poltergeist. Everyone knows that was a Spielberg movie, and Tobe Hooper was basically just there. In fact, there's people that claim they never even saw Tobe Hooper on the set. So yeah, The Funhouse, fantastic movie. I love it. I could see why someone would say they don't like it, but I absolutely adore The Funhouse. For 1982, if you know me, you should already know that the answer is Halloween 3. A lot of great movies in 82. I mean, there's a lot of great movies every year in 1980. 82, a lot of great movies, but I adore the hell out of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Yes, it's the one without Michael Myers, though technically he is in it. But I love that movie, and I love Tom Atkins. I mean, who doesn't? The dude's a legend. For 1983, we have the one and only, the movie that was the first movie I ever watched where the ending made me say, what the fuck? Yeah, Sleepaway Camp. The acting's awful, sure. The wardrobe, super dated. I love the movie anyways. Don't care. Watch Sleepaway Camp if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, I want to know, first of all, why. Say in the comments why you haven't watched it, but watch it. Don't talk to anybody about it if you haven't seen it. The twist at the end is going to melt your brain. Just check out Sleepaway Camp. The last I knew, it was streaming on Amazon Prime, though it may not be anymore. For 1984, it would be so easy to pick any number of movies. But I'm going to be a little different here. I'm going to go with the Claudio Fragazzo werewolf film starring Alice Cooper, Monster Dog. I love this movie. It's got 2 songs, original by Alice Cooper, that were never available anywhere else until the Life and Crimes of Alice Cooper box set came out. Check out this movie. It's got some pretty decent effects for the budget. It is a Claudio Fragazzo movie, so it's not a great movie, but I love it. 1985. Was there any doubt? My favorite zombie movie of all time, many people's favorite zombie movie of all time, is Return of the Living Dead, which is absolutely what it is. There wasn't going to be any other. It wasn't going to be anything else. It was going to be. Yeah. 1986, another strong year in horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. In my opinion, it's much more enjoyable than the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which, don't get me wrong, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I do absolutely enjoy. Great movie. But 2 is so much fun. The comedy hits. You got coked up Dennis Hopper. You got Chop Top and his great one-liners. The movie's wild. Plus, you got Oingo Boingo on the soundtrack. A few songs, including the fantastic No One Lives Forever. Next, for 1987, we have what is, in my opinion, the greatest horror musical of all time. And it could be debated that it's not a musical, but it has several musical numbers in the movie. Slumber Party Massacre 2. Such a fun movie. Atanas Illich steals the show as the driller killer. 1988. If you know me, you know this answer already. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. Fucking Night of the Demons. I adore the shit out of Night of the Demons. I have been fortunate enough to meet all but 2 of the cast. I have not met Roger or Helen. Allison Barron and Alvin Alexis have unfortunately evaded me so far, but I will meet them someday. I'm moving on to 1989. What could it be? It could be a lot of things, couldn't it? A lot of great movies in 1989. But there's only one shocker. It is. It's a big shocker what it is. It's Shocker. I wish this movie had turned into a franchise, but alas, it didn't. It's kind of good. It's kind of corny at times. Sometimes it just like becomes a whole new movie partway through, which like it's kind of confusing at times. The movie doesn't really make a lot of sense. I enjoy the hell of it anyways. Horace Pinker's a fantastic villain. To me, for 1990, there was only one choice. The fantastic horror comedy. Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker. If you have never seen Frankenhooker, you are missing out on a wacky ass movie. Love Frankenhooker. Be sure to check it out. Now this one's going to be pretty controversial, but I'm going to have a lot of picks on here that are controversial because I like movies that are outside of the norm. So for 1991, I hate to say this, guys, but I love this movie, Child's Play 3. Partly because I was a Marine, it takes place in a military school, and also partly, again, I am partial to movies with dark rides, and it does end in a dark ride. Child's Play 3 is a great movie. I know you're probably shaking your head right now saying, no, it's not, you fucking fat old man. I love the movie. I don't care what you think about that. It's fun. For 1992, I didn't even have to look to see what else came out in 1992, because this is, in my opinion, the greatest horror film of the 1990s. Of course, I'm talking about the fantastic Candymad. Fantastic score by Philip Glass. One of the best scores in the history of horror. Definitely a top 5. I wish it could be released on vinyl. Unfortunately, Philip Glass owns the score and hates that it was used for a slasher movie, so he refuses to allow it to be released. It's never been released in any format, which is unfortunate. All right, for 1993, this is where you're going to start being like, what? It is an independent film with a $30,000 budget, but it contains 792 zombies. It was shot on video, Super VHS, Super 8, and 8mm. And that is Todd Sheets' absolute masterpiece, Zombie Bloodbath. I love that movie. Yes, the acting is atrocious. Yes, there's not a single person that is actually an actor. But there's so much heart. There's fantastic effects for the budget. If you have not checked out Zombie Bloodbath, find a way to check it out. It's phenomenal. It is, in my opinion, like the pinnacle of independent zombie movies. For 1994, this one's a little dated because it takes place during a brief period of time where CD-ROMs, interactive CD-ROMs, were a popular thing. That was only a few years that was a really popular thing. I'm talking about Brain Scan with Edward Furlong. What a crazy movie. I enjoy it. I think the Trickster was a great villain. If you've never seen Brain Scan, you really should. It's a lot of fun. Is it a fantastic movie? No. It's a lot of fun, though. For 1995, fantastic movie with some great social commentary. It's got the fantastic Clarence Williams III. You also got fucking David Alan Grier in a horror movie. What? Corbin Burnson? Talking about Tales from the Hood. I love Tales from the Hood. 1996. This is where you guys are gonna go nuts. There was only one option for me for 1996, and it's not Scream, because I fucking hate Scream. I'm talking about the William Lustig film. Here comes William Lustig again. Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is such a fun movie. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a lot of fun. It doesn't make any sense sometimes. The pacing's a little off, but I like it a hell of a lot better than I like Scream or anything else that came out in 1996. 1997 is another fun year. This movie, the visual effects have aged terribly. And I can acknowledge that, but it doesn't make the movie any worse. It just makes, like, the effects are kind of cringy at times because they've aged terribly. I'm talking about Wishmaster. Fucking love Wishmaster. It's like the original Expendables of horror. You got Angus Scrimm, Reggie Bannister, Kane Hodder, Robert Englund, Tony Todd, fucking Buck Flower. What? What a fantastic cast. Oh, and Joe Pilato also from fucking Day of the Dead, another fantastic zombie movie. But Wishmaster, if you've never seen Wishmaster, you are missing out. It's a fantastic movie. Moving on to 1998. This one was a little harder for me. 1998, not a fantastic year in horror, in my opinion. So I settled on Dee Snider's Strangeland. What a movie. I'm not saying it's a fantastic movie. It's got its flaws, but to me, 1998 was an especially bad year for horror. So I'm still going to go with Strangeland, but it's only because, like, everything else pretty much sucked. 1999 is... This movie is a masterpiece in slow burn. If you have not ever seen Takashi Miike's Audition. You need to see Takashi Miike's Audition. Absolute masterpiece. In my opinion, it is the best Japanese horror film that there is. Bar none. Okay, starting up this century finally. From 2000. I threw this around a bit because there's a few pretty decent movies from 2000. And I wasn't sure exactly which one I wanted to go with, but I ended up flipping a coin and I landed on Gingersnaps. It's a really good teeny bopper type werewolf movie that if you've never seen, you really should. And if you should, you know what I'm talking about. It's a really good movie. So 2001 is where I'm going to get some hate because people are torn on this movie. They either love it for what it is or they hate it for what it is. But my favorite horror movie from 2001 is Jason X. I'm not even sorry. I acknowledge it's not a good movie. It is, however, a fantastic satire of the slasher genre and especially of the Friday the 13th series as a whole. Just try to rewatch it. If you're one of those in the camp of like Jason X is a piece of shit, try to rewatch it with a fresh set of eyes. It's actually fun and it's a great satire of the entire franchise. 2002 is another one of those years that to me there wasn't a lot that was great. In fact, this pick, I only picked it because I didn't really like anything else that came out in 2002, and this one, I don't hate it, but I don't think it's all that great, but I know a lot of people love it. I'm talking about Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell and Ozzie Davis. I know a lot of people love this movie, and like I said, it's okay. It's just not fantastic to me. It's okay. 2003. Going to France this time. The fantastic, gory ass, super tense Hot Tension, aka High Tension, as is released in the US. Switchblade Romance as is released in the UK. I know a lot of people are cold to the ending because there's a twist, and a lot of people think the twist doesn't make any sense. I think it does. I love the movie. Super tense, super gory. Love the movie. Seriously, it's like edge of your seat thriller. 2004, and I'm going to get some hate for this because I know there's a lot of pretty decent horror movies in 2004, but this one, ever since I first saw it in about 2006, 2007, I adore the shit out of this movie. Talking about Satan's Little Helper. Such a fun movie. Dougie is going around with a serial killer. He thinks he's in a video game, or Satan is from this video game, Satan's Little Helper, that Dougie likes to play. Dougie's an idiot, by the way. Fun movie. Check out Satan's Little Helper if you haven't seen it. I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's my favorite Halloween movie that isn't Night of the Demons or Halloween 3. I like it that much. It's a lot of fun. For 2005, this is one of the best horror films from the last 20 years. This isn't just me saying that. This is a lot of people saying this. Talking about The Descent. Group of girls goes spelunking, and there are humanoid creatures down there. Or are there? Is the entire thing just a figment? Who knows? But it's a fantastic movie. Very claustrophobic. Fantastic. Check it out. And it even does it does us the great service of having an all-female cast. Well, okay, there's like a guy or two in it, but the 99% of the movie is all females, and there's no nudity. Yeah, I think that's great that they were able to do that. 2006. This movie, it's not a masterpiece. Hell of a lot of fun. Super gory, super fantastic throwback to the good old-fashioned slasher of the 80s. Talking about Adam Green's Hatchet with Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley. Plus you got Richard Reilly. You got freaking Joel David Moore. Adam Green himself is in it briefly. Fun movie. Fantastic gore effects. Check it out if you have not. Okay, this one, 2007, is my favorite Stephen King-based movie. That is not The Shining, and I might even like it more than The Shining, and I have a tattoo of Jack Nicholson from The Shining, so that should tell you a lot. I love The Mist. That ending just punches you in the fucking... It punches you right in the face and in the nuts at the same time. It's heart-wrenching. But it's part of what makes it so great. I watch The Mist at least twice a year. It's going on to 2008. Got the Canadian movie Pontypool. And I know some people don't like Pontypool. And they're wrong. Pontypool is fantastic. I love it. 2009, here comes some more hate. 2009, again, my opinion, a pretty weak year for horror. The Human Centipede. I'm sorry. There wasn't a lot of great choices for 2009. The Human Centipede, at least it's an original story. It's fucking batshit crazy. So while it's not a good movie, it's unique and it's out there. For 2010, if you have not seen Adam Green's Frozen, go watch it. Go buy it. Rent it. Whatever you gotta do. Frozen by Adam Green is a fantastic movie about a group of skiers that get stranded on a ski lift over a long weekend and their struggle to try to get off and survive. By the way, there's a blizzard. Fantastic movie. Check it out. 2011. I love this movie and I never hear anybody talking about it. It's the Ty West ghost story, The Innkeepers. Holy shit, this movie's fantastic. Such a good movie. And again, no one ever talks about it. And I don't understand why. It's a great film. I think people just don't talk about it because they haven't seen it or something. I don't know, but it's such a good movie. 2012 is the anthology film VHS. Yes, there are parts of it that are not that great. But 2012 is not a great year for horror. It's not a shit year. It's not a great year. But VHS was a lot of fun. I've seen it a few times now. I do own it. I watch it at least once a year. It's a fun ride. 2013 is my favorite horror movie from the last 20 years. And that's saying a lot. And I'm going to get some hate for this one too, and I'm fully prepared. This is better than any other movie in that franchise. I'm talking about Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead. Yes, it does not have Bruce Campbell except for 5 seconds at the very end of the credits. I understand that. It was never supposed to. But it's scary as shit. It's brutal as shit. Gory as shit. Uses 70,000 gallons of blood. I love this movie so much. And I know some people shit on the movie. I don't understand it. I think it's just their love of the original trilogy that makes them shit on it. I wish they had gone with their original plan and had Ash team up with Mia in the next movie, which was supposed to... there was supposed to be a movie where they team up to face the Deadites. But instead they went with Ash versus Evil Dead, which is a fun show. But I would have rather seen the team up. We'll see what happens in Evil Dead Rise. Hopefully it's something along those lines, but Ash apparently is done, or Bruce Campbell is supposed to be done playing Ash, so I guess we'll see. 2014 is the lone Blumhouse movie that I like. I'm not a big fan of Blumhouse. But Mark Duplass's Creep is fantastic. What a great slow burn. I don't even want to say anything about it except for it's fucking great. Check it out. It's streaming, I believe, on Prime. I have it on Blu-ray, but I believe it's streaming on Prime. Great movie. Check it out. Like, now. As soon as this video's over, go check out Creep. 2015 is going to be another one that a lot of you probably haven't heard of. But if you can find a way to watch it, I think it's streaming on Tubi. You need to check out Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. Oh, God. What a fun, fantastic ride. Great throwback to 80s slashers. It's also a comedy. It's a horror comedy, and it is outrageous. Check it out. Speaking of outrageous, 2016. what more can I say about this fucking movie? This is a movie where when you're watching it the entire time, you're going to be asking, what the fuck am I watching? And that's a very fair question, because I'm talking about The Greasy Strangler. This movie is something else. It's gross. It makes you feel dirty. It's hilarious. All the jokes go on too long to where they stop being funny and then become funny again. Like, I'm going to go so far as to say that it is literally a masterpiece. But if someone said they don't like it, I can actually understand. It's not for everybody. It's pretty gross. As a runner-up for 2016, I haven't done any runners up, but I can't talk about this movie enough, and people need to see this movie. Check out Carousel, about Duke, the sentient Nazi carousel unicorn that breaks off of a carousel and goes on a killing spree. It is outrageous and hilarious and pretty damn gory. But 2017, pretty weak year for horror. It was It Chapter 1. It's not a bad movie. I do enjoy it. I think the jump scares are a bit much at times because I'm just not a huge fan of jump scares, but that's just the generation of horror we live in. 2018, no, it's not Hereditary. I hate Hereditary. This is the only movie where I ever wished I had walked out of a theater. I hate that I spent $13 to see Hereditary in the theater. What I wish I had seen in the theater instead, and it could be argued that it's not a horror movie, that it's a thriller, a mystery thriller, and I can't argue with that, but I would say that if you were in that situation, you would definitely say it was a horror. I'm going to go with Unsane. Fantastic. It's one of those movies where you're not sure whether what's going on is really happening or not, and I think more people need to see Unsane because it seems like a lot of people missed out on it. For 2019, I'm going to get shit for this because it's not a good movie, but I have a whole hell of a lot of fun with it. It is the Todd Sheets written and directed Clownado. I know it's a bad movie. You don't have to tell me. I'm aware of this. I already know. I love it anyways, so fuck you. For 2020, this was actually a four-way tie, but I did pick a winner. But I'll tell you the three that I was considering picking. If I had gone with a theatrical released movie, although there wasn't a lot released last year because, the pandemic. But if there was a movie that had a theatrical release, I would have absolutely picked The Dark and the Wicked. The other movies were Madeline Deering's Spirit Animal, which I absolutely love. It is a shot-on-video slasher movie. Yes, shot on video in 2020. Crazy. It could have also been the Todd Sheets Final Caller. I love that movie as well. Although it's possible that's 2020. No, that was late 2020. I take that back. It was late 2020. Also, Dark Horse. It's not a good movie. Amityville Vibrator. I did enjoy it. But my pick is Addison Binnick's Psychoape, starring Kansas Bowling and Bill Whedon. Yes, Bill Whedon from Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. What a fun movie. I love this movie so much. It was far and away my favorite movie from 2020. It's the only movie that I've ever rated 6 out of 5. I enjoyed it that much. Is it a good movie? No. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is the gorilla a guy in a suit? Yes. Do I care? No. Such a fun movie. And lastly, 2021. I have not seen a ton of 2021 horror, but I have seen quite a bit. I thoroughly enjoyed Slacks, the movie about killer jeans. If you've never seen Slacks, it is on Shudder. You should check it out. It's outrageous, but it's a lot of fun. Anyways, guys, I've taken up a lot of your time, and I do apologize for that. But I hope that you enjoyed the list. I'd love to see more people do videos like this. I don't see a lot of them out there. I think I've only seen one other person do something similar to this. So if you do happen to do a video like this, drop the link in the description. Tell me what you thought of my picks. Make sure that you click the the bell. It does help out the channel. Subscribe if you like the content. I have more videos planned. Not just reviews. I'm done with unboxings, I think. I don't think I'm going to do unboxings anymore. Hauls I'll still do. Anyways, as always, I want you to be cool, be spoopy, and support independent horror. Deuces.